hardest part for you about leaving your home?
Well, obviously the hardest part was, leaving everybody behind, like my family, my friends, then just, kind of not knowing what to expect and where to go.
Right. Was there a particular event that prompted you to leave, that you said, this is it, we gotta go?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the reason of me leaving my hometown was war in the Bosnia broke up. Many families were forced to leave, banished from their homes, displaced, including mine.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Were you, and this is the speaker yesterday talked a lot about this, and the kids kind of gravitated towards this question. Were you able to take anything with you when you had to leave?
At the moment, and I always say, even when I came here, I came with the one suitcase.
Yeah.
I don't have childhood memories. I don't have a nice, cute stuff from the time I was growing up. Really basic necessities, clothes that you kind of just have.
No pictures.
Yeah, I don't actually.
Neither she or her husband have any photographs.
No picture. Everything was destroyed. Quite frankly, lately I'm coming across some kind of high school pictures because I'm in a group with my high school friends, and everybody's sending something, whatever they have, Yeah.
How old were you when you came to the U.S.?
I was 27 years old. Yeah.
Did you have a perception of the United States before you got here? Or did you expect anything when you got here?
We all knew quite a lot. We were all involved with the music, movies, everything, like what was going on. United States was always big country, and we always inspired to kind of go and see how, LA looked like, New York or whatever, but, never had any plans.
Boise,
yeah. Exactly, right.
How does, let's see, did you know English pretty well before you got here, would you say?
I had 3 or 4 years of high school English, like pretty much like kids here. So that's I should say, good base. Helped me a lot, when I came here.
And you have family that was already here, right? So that
Yes.
you just kind of went wherever they were already?
Yes. My uncle and his family came in 1993, again as a refugee. And somehow he got hold of me if I want to come, and I said yes. So they were actually sponsoring my coming to United States. Yeah.
What did the U.S. kind of live up to your expectations when you got here, or was it?
Yeah, but sure. Well, when I just got here, I honestly remember, like a Star Wars movie was such a big hit, and my nieces were all over it, and my uncle was just into every single Western movie that he can watch, and it was always fight over remote control, but, one of my nieces, inspired by that show, became astrophysicist working for NASA right now, and her, let's say, refugee story is inspiring on her own.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I had perception of U.S. always as a place that you can always accomplish whatever you want to, and I still truly do believe so.
All right. How do you think the experience that refugees had when you came over versus today, can you compare that? Is it similar or different?
Unfortunately, I have to say, that sentiment is not the same. When I came and when my uncle came in 1993, 94, we had nothing but overwhelmingly support, from people, whatever, on every single corner where we would go. Total strangers would help. And we always feel welcome. Unfortunately, right now, rhetoric is a little bit different.
Yeah.
And everywhere in the media and in TV, that rhetoric influences, people's minds, and unfortunately, refugees are more looked at as a threat than anything else.
What advice would you have for incoming refugees? I mean, if anything, if you could give them any advice, what would it be?
Sure, yeah, definitely. I mean, first and foremost, I would always say, follow the rules of all of the country.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, be humble, be grateful that you were given a chance to come here. Because so many out there will maybe end up their entire life in a refugee camp and never have a chance to come anywhere. Be grateful, embrace what you have, opportunity to rebuild your life and live some kind of normalcy that many refugees didn't have in a long time. Engage your kids in a sport, in a music, in any other activities that they'll never have opportunity to do.
Yeah. What advice would you give the students I told you about the project? What advice do you think you would give the community that is welcoming new refugees? What are some things that they should keep in mind or be aware of?
Sure. I mean, definitely, it's always, said, get involved, but honestly get involved. Like my dear friend Sue, out of nowhere, she listens on the TV and gets engaged and starts helping. If anything, she is the best mentor to people, that she is assisting and engaging and knowing, even though we come from a different backgrounds, we are really just people and have more in common than anything else.
Yeah. Well, that's a good segue. Sue, can you explain a little bit about, so you are friends with Amra, and then Naima is the refugee that you're working with right now. Can you explain how you got involved with her?
I can, and I have to say, Amra is my sounding board because there have been many times with helping Naima that I get very frustrated, not only with myself, with the system we have to work with, and I get frustrated with Naima on certain things. And Amra, because she's been through the process, is a great sounding board. How I got involved with Naima last February, I saw a TV program. It was a news station early in the morning, which I never watch, and they did a story on a refugee who came to the U.S. And the reason they did this story was because of our new president getting elected, that they had cut, people being able to come because Naima is Muslim, wears the hijab, that they just wanted people to realize some of these people's stories. And after seeing that, I called both of my sons and my husband, because when people come as refugees to the United States, their plane tickets are paid for. But after 6 months, they need to start paying those plane tickets back. And I think I never knew that. And I think a lot of people from the U.S. have the perception that those are free plane tickets for them. They work with them to pay them back, but they do have to pay them back. And Naima is 20, she was 28 at the time. She had an 8-year-old son, and her husband is still in Uganda. He has not been allowed to come to the U.S. And I saw the struggle he was going through, and I told my husband and my sons, I think we should pay for their plane tickets.
So you had no, and I think a lot of the questions that the kids wrote, you're not a paid employee of any refugee agency. You just
I'm not. I just saw
that.
that, and what had led me up to that, your cousin, which I think they know I'm your aunt, your cousin is in the military. He was working with the special forces in Syria, had this Syrian people and the Kurdish people not helped my son out, I don't think my son would be alive today. And so I do feel like when that happened, I wanted to do something good for a situation that I feel like is not very good for refugees right now in Canada. So I met her at the agency that she came to Boise through, and I had never planned on meeting her. I wanted to do that anonymously, but the agency brought her in, and we just became friends. And there are programs for people to mentor, and I took those classes after that, so I would better know how to help her.
What are some of the things that you help her with on a regular basis? Because I don't think, I mean, we've talked about it, but I don't know that the kids know just how in the dark the refugees are about the things that they have to just kind of know how to do when they get there.
And Amra, please inject if it's...
Sure. I should say whatever I had as a great support and the guidance from my uncle and aunt who were helping me. That's what Naima, you know, because Naima doesn't have any family members that can guide her through that process. Basically, you know, like anything that you need to establish yourself here, it's like, yes, they need to take you to get your ID. You know, you have a first set of all immigration, you know, paperwork, all medical appointments that you need to follow, all shots and everything, you know, that are required to do. You know, and unless you know and unless you have somebody that will take you to those appointments, you really don't know where to go.
Yeah. Naima she didn't speak any English when she got here? Or